it's a real pleasure to be stood here in front of you. This is my first open evening as head teacher of the Wilnecote School. And what an evening it's been. We've had queues around the block, we've got a full house, standing room only, and that's a really, really pleasing thing for all the staff here who really believe in Wilnecote and the future of Wilnecote. So thank you very much for being here and sharing it with us. I'm going to do a brief head teacher's address to take you through some of the things that I think are special about Wilnecote, but then more importantly you're going to hear from our students about their experience of it. So, welcome. As I say, my name is Sian Hartle. I'm the very proud head teacher of the Wilnecote School. And throughout this presentation you're going to see some wonderful pictures of our students so engaged in what they're doing, being it sport, being it drama, being it lessons. So, welcome to all. I'm going to assume that in the room we have Year 6 pupils. Hello to you and to your parents. Some Year 5 pupils who are having those thoughts now about what's going to happen with their secondary transition. I'm really glad to see that we actually have some grandparents, aunties, uncles, siblings, and we have our Chair of Governors here as well. And a really special welcome to the old boys and girls of what was Wilnecote High School, because it is so wonderful to have so many of you return and talk to us as parents about your experience of secondary school. But most important, that combined list is really everyone who's interested in the future of this school. So, I've been in your position fairly recently. I have a daughter who's secondary school age, and I've been sat in head teachers' addresses just like you're sitting in this one now. And I put up there what I think are the key things I wanted my children to experience and what they thought actually school was all about. So on the left, those of you who are students in Year 5 or Year 6, or indeed younger than that, because we've got quite a few little siblings in here, that's for you. We want you to feel that way. We want you to feel excited, energised, and that you make progress every time that you're here. And on the right, it's about what parents want. And that last one, I absolutely agree that we want children to be happy, excited and really engaged in what we're doing. But ultimately schools have a job to do, and that is to prepare your child for their future. And we feel that at Wilnecote we are more than capable of doing that. Those are the things that are very important, and I think we deliver on it. I really do. When I look down that list, I think we deliver. But any school can tell you that. You could go to, and I suspect you are, just as I was as a parent, visiting a range of schools in Tamworth and beyond. And I think that what I need to tell you is what makes this school special. And so I've listed up there some of the things that I think are the key elements that make the Wilnecote School the place to be. That picture, I think, represents the first one. That bit about a true community. Stick your hand up if you're an old Wilnecote boy or girl. Come on, let us know where you are. Now, that's brilliant, welcome. Now, I have to say, if Mrs. Tonks were in the room, who's been here for 30 years, I usually ask the question, who was taught at some point by Miss Tonks? And usually there's already somebody who else. When I came here, and I came here from a school in Birmingham, what really drew me to this place was that level of community, where parents have been here, staff have been to Wilnecote. We have old Wilnecote boys and girls who are now on our teaching and support staff. But not only that, we have teachers and we have support staff who not only came to this school, also work here, they also send their children here. And I think you can get really no sort of better credentials than that, because that says something right is happening. And something right is very much happening because of the strength of the relationships that are here. That list there goes some way to telling you about why we enjoy excellent relationships across the board, amongst staff, between students, between staff and students and support staff. There's very much that sense of community and pulling in the right direction. And for those of you who have known the Wilnecote School for a while, you know that when it was brought into the Community Academies Trust, a new behaviour system was put in, a very transparent, very open, very clear and strong behaviour system. And that supports those relationships because actually it enables us to have those conversations that are really important about learning and about growing up. And the other thing that makes it special is the wide co-curricular offer, the bit outside of the curriculum. At the back, Mr. Savage, he runs Tech Club, and we have a large number of students who get involved in photography for the school newsletter, who do some amazing work on the website and so on. That's just one example. I could go on. The number of PE clubs, the cooking club, drama, performing arts, something that Wilnecote's always excelled at. And that too enables those relationships to build between students and staff, and it makes the place special. Okay, now, I put on that list improving academic outcomes. Those of you who know Wilnecote well will know that last year's results weren't what they needed to be. However, I'm very happy for you to be the first audience, public audience, to see what happened last year. And you can see the distinct improvement in results across the board, I have to say. It's not just in particular subject areas, it's across the board. The new GCSEs go from 1 to 9. Lots and lots of teachers around the country didn't know whether they're ever going to see a 9 on a piece of paper. We got over 20 of them, again in a range of subjects. So that says to me that we're doing something right, because that quality of teaching will support everyone. And I am going to make one point to you. Look at that mathematics bit at the bottom. Now, I'm slightly biased here, but we have the best mathematics department possibly in the world. No, okay, but seriously, they are amazing. And that there figures, those figures are above national, and they've actually got a positive progress measure for maths itself. So I'm bigging them up. Please do go and see them. They're just up the stairs down here, and you'll see why. But actually, improving, yes. But in some cases, it's excellent. And that's what we're heading for. Those results give students options. Now, I know you're only sitting here looking at transition from 6 to 7, but actually, we also have to look at those next 5 years and see what's going to happen at the end of it. These are some of the post-16 providers that we deal with, particularly in terms of most of our students go on to A-levels. Polesworth is our sister school in the Community Academies Trust. We send children to Bishop Vesey's and to Sutton Coldfield, to Landau Forte, and that one in the middle, which is quite amusing, because that's actually King Edward's in Lichfield, where a number of our students go, which is actually where I started my teaching career. So there's something like a strange circle going there, but I'm really pleased about that. On the right, however, it's not just about post-16 A-levels. On the right, you've got some of the key people who key providers of apprenticeships where our students access engineering, hospitality and catering, logistics management, accountancy and retail. And we support them in that move. You can't do that without an incredibly skilled staff. I can stand in front of you, having worked in a number of schools in Birmingham, in Lichfield, in Walsall, and I can say to you, one of the amazing things when I came here was the quality of the teachers. They are incredibly resilient in difficult times, I have to say, for Wilnecote, but they actually are incredibly experienced and incredibly well qualified. And the one thing I would ask you to look at as you go around is that first one about subject specialisms. I don't know whether you've been reading the news recently about how many teachers are teaching outside of their subjects. We are very lucky here. We have subject specialisms in science and maths, for instance, which is quite across the board, which is quite incredible. Incredibly committed support staff, but most importantly, I'd like to really emphasise that third bullet point, a really strong moral imperative, really strong to get the best out of our students, because they're ambitious for Wilnecote students, but they're also ambitious for Tamworth itself and the future. And I think, I'm not from Tamworth, so I will say now it's been really refreshing to come here, to realise the sense of pride in the town, but also the history here. And actually, what that's given me is that sense of our role within it, that we have a job to do to make sure that our students are well educated for their future in this town and beyond. And that last one does really matter. This staff is a true team. So, I've attempted to summarise you what I think special. I hope you feel that tonight as you walk around and talk to our students and to our staff. But that last one up there was about leadership. Now I'm stood here. I have not only a chair of governors, some of my senior leadership team and some of the student leadership team here. You know, it's leadership at all levels. But you need to know what that vision is. You need to know that it chimes with what you want as a student or as a parent. So I put up there for you the sort of mantra by which I live, if you like, in terms of my professional role. The qualities which I would wish for them, your children and mine, are courage, stamina, intellectual curiosity, the desire for excellence, an adventurous spirit, but above all, an abiding belief in the decency of human beings. Now that was written by a lady who had been in special operations executive during the Second World War and later became a principal of one of the Oxford colleges. But that absolutely chimes with what I want. So in terms of leadership, that really sums it up for me. If we together can do that for our children, then that's amazing, isn't it? And that's why I have actually got the best job in the world. I'd like you to join us and be part of something which I think's really, really special. And I say that again with that objectivity of just having arrived here, really. But actually, you also need to hear from two people. So we're going to finish off with two speeches, which I have not written, have I? You've written them. And they're going to tell you about life at Wilnecote and their experience of it. Louise and Ryan are our head boy and head girl new this year. I think Ryan, Louise, are going to start off. Louise, off you go.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. My name's Louise, and I'm currently in Year 11 head girl at the Wilnecote School. I've been asked to speak to you tonight by Mrs. Hartle about what my experience at Wilnecote has been like. So I'm going to start, when I started in Year 7, and I remember my first couple of days here. I was very scared and nervous for quite a confident person, but that soon changed and I was greeted with welcome and support by all my teachers, pupils and everyone really at the school. I soon got used to how the school environment was, and I did quite a lot for a Year 7. I was invited in sports teams such as the cross country. I sung in the choir and performed at events, and I was in our school production of Annie that year. Immediately, I felt settled and like I belonged at the school, and since then, time has flown past. I've been involved in so much more, such as drama performances, student councils, writing for the school magazine, school productions, we've done residential trips, and so many more things. It's safe to say I've had my fair share of experiences, and they've made me more confident and outgoing as a person. I mean, Year 8 me could never stand here and speak to all of you tonight. And as the years have gone by and the work has got harder, I've never felt alone in my journey through Wilnecote, and I know that whereas my time here is coming to an end, that this school has been with me every step of the way. Thank you.
Evening, everyone. My name is Ryan, and I'm the current head boy here at Wilnecote. I'm here today to talk to you about the social opportunities that this school presents. These opportunities can vary from school trips, like the skiing trip to Austria, the French trip, the upcoming Holocaust trip, and the German exchange, to supporting and competing in sports and general achievements. Generally, just knowing students as well, from teachers' point of view, on more of a personal level. So rather than just someone who teaches and someone who's being taught, it's more of a friendship between teacher and student. Some of my personal experience with this school are the German exchange and being supported through my county rugby trials. The school helped me to get into the county rugby team by knowing about my rugby outside of school, because we don't currently have a rugby team. And when the county trials came around, they put me forward. I'm now the captain of the under-16s county team, and as a result, I'm grateful to the school. On the other side of social opportunities, I've been on the German exchange for the last 3 years, The German exchange, in my opinion, is one of the best trips that there is, because not only can you learn more about the German language and the German culture, but you can make really good friends. You don't just make friends with the people who you go there with and live with for a week, but you also make friends with everyone who goes on the trip with you, whether it's teachers, students, all years, making friends and really good fun. That's all from me. I'd like to hand you back over to Mrs. Hartle.
Thank you very much. I have to say they went through a very rigorous, they had 3 interviews, they had to do an application form, and that's how we managed to get a student senior leadership team with the people that took you round. I'm really sorry to those people who arrived at the beginning when we had such a flood of people and we ran out of year 11 prefects. I hope that it didn't compromise you going around. I'm sure it didn't when you went around with other students. Some of them, if you're in the middle of a tour before they brought you here, they are outside waiting for you if you wish to take that offer up, or you can simply find your way round now, because obviously you know this building now, having been here for enough. I've been here 2 terms. I still can't find my way to every single place I need to. But please feel free to continue your tour or to leave through the door that you've come with. Can I just finish off by saying, I think we're on the cusp of something really amazing here. And to those of you that are in year 6, I'm just going to wish you all the best for this last year of juniors. Work hard, play hard, and we really hope that we're going to be seeing you in September. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.